Disc golf's not just about the pros. Sometimes famous people enjoy the sport too. And you'll find that they're much closer to the regular player's skill range. Someone who is perfect to start off this list of famous people is Bert Kreischer, famous comedian and professional laugher. Kreischer has actually had a pretty decent impact on the sport, like when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and talked about disc golf. But that's not the only talk show he's been on. He's been all around on different shows, giving his experiences on the sport. But the best moment has to be when he was on the Trevor Staub show.
I'll tell you what, have you ever seen Sarah Hokum throw?
Yes. Incredible.
It is the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
The forehand is nice.
Dude.
Skill-wise, though, he's like the rest of us, famous, but a disc golf grinder at heart.
A little bit of mental math here, getting the wind read.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
Tight elbow, and he got the flip up. Safe. All right, that's a good doubles partner right there. There he is. He knew the shirt was coming off.
Testosterone.
I'm not sure that's...
Before we get to the rest of the famous people, we need to check out today's sponsor, Elevation Discs. If you haven't thrown an Elevation disc yet, you certainly are missing out. One of the most unique disc golf brands out there. The disc golf company doesn't use plastics, instead they use rubber materials to make disc golf discs. These rubber discs are super floppy and stop on a dime, very useful for anyone's short game. Elevation's newest disc is the Glow G Arowana, a stable flying putter and personally my favorite in the Elevation disc lineup, but they have plenty more to offer. Go check out their website using the link in the description and use code RM10 for 10% off your next purchase. Before he got famously kneed in the face, Askren was a world champion MMA fighter in multiple organizations. Later in his career, he would head to the UFC, where it didn't go as planned. For disc golf, though, he's got some real skill.
Get it! Oh! Yeah!
That's why that's there.
That's why that's there. Oh my gosh!
He's got his own signature disc, the Funky Buzz, with Discraft, which is pretty sweet. Funky Farms, his homemade disc golf course, has been the host to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Celebrity Pro-Am for the last few years, too. The wildling, Tormund Giantsbane. He may be a fan favorite for Game of Thrones, but in regards to disc golf, still a fan favorite. Kristofer Hivju, not a comedian, but still pretty funny.
What are we going to find out about your disc golf game today is the question.
That I'm the best disc golf player in the universe. Yeah.
All right, so this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and we're honored to have you with us today.
Love the beer.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is the man right here. We're going to throw some Frisbees.
Let's do that.
Let's do it, man.
He's got some game, or at least the confidence to step up with the best and throw some shots.
Yeah! Yeah!
That's for birdie. Wow.
Let's go!
Oh, that felt good.
Oh my
What a birdie.
He's a part of the Disc Golf Network documentary series The Magic of Disc Golf, which follows professional European disc golfers behind the scenes. Very entertaining, just like Kristofer, but he's not the only Game of Thrones actor who plays disc golf. Halfthor Bjornsson, the Mountain, and literally a freaking mountain of a human being, the Icelandic strongman and world's strongest man champion, plays a little bit of disc golf.
Whoa. Oh my God! Whoa! What a shot! Amazing!
Was it?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He may be the strongest on this list, but he's probably not the best fighter. Askren is retired now, so the claim for best fighter in disc golf is either Nico Lacastro, oops, sorry guys, I meant Stephen Thompson, or Julian Marquez. Julian Marquez, or better known as the Cuban Missile Crisis, is a current UFC fighter with some pretty crazy highlights, but he's got some skill in the disc golf game too.
You got your Baco though?
Love that. That's great.
What a
rip!
That was a bomb.
It's up there. Let's go.
Dude, that's a smash.
Let's go.
That's a far throw uphill.
He's been a feature on the Celebrity Pro-Am for a couple of years now and seems to get along with the big name pros like Ricky Wysocki and Paul Macbeth. He's also featured in Disc Golf Pro Tour commercial, which is pretty sweet. But as a UFC fan, I've got to say Stephen Thompson is probably a little bit better. He's been in the top 10 rankings for the welterweight division for years now. If you're a fan of his, hopefully he gets a title shot before he retires. He actually played disc golf in an episode of UFC Embedded, which was awesome to watch. Askren takes it down for the best accolades both in the cage and probably on the disc golf course. But let's talk about a literal ace, and no, not disc golf ace. Dylan Cease, baseball pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, is having a major impact on the sport, partnering with Macbeth and buying the Throw Down the Mountain property in Florida. He's also been a part of the Celebrity Pro-Am at the Funky Farms DGPT event. He's played on the Macbeth and Simon Lizotte YouTube channels.
Get in, buddy. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! the stands, the shot, everything.
Not the only famous person Simon's played with on this list, Teddy Bruschi, Super Bowl champion, and personally, one of my favorite linebackers in Madden history. With Simon, everything is entertaining, but Teddy's got a little bit of skill too.
They call me coachable. I'm going to use that. That's awesome.
Yes.
Another celeb on the team for Innova, Teddy has his own AVR with proceeds going to his foundation. Mr. Bruschi may have been on the TV a lot, but so is the next guy, Andrew Zimmern, host of the hit TV show Bizarre Foods. Zimmern has a crazy backstory on his road to fame, and disc golf was a decent part of it. Featured at the Celebrity Pro-Am, he's a character.
So, number one, Andrew, paired with the current world champ. How you feel?
Ready to leave it all out there on the field. Nothing's going to stay in the locker room. Hoping I don't fall down as much as I did during the first round. I had 2 hill tumbles. We're going to try to even that out as we make a second lap around the track. And yeah, not screw it up. Oh my God! All right. We got a lot of work to do. Maybe I may have buried a squirrel here last week on one of the holes. Hopefully it's ready. We'll see.
He's a great example of how, just like a lot of us, he freaking loves the game. All of these famous people listed, I'm picking Andrew Zimmern as the person who loves disc golf the most.
Thank God James has me on his team. I just want to be very clear about that.
Since disc golf is the long-lost brother to golf, you're going to have some crossover. Like when Bryson Dechambeau took a couple hours out of his day to play with a father and son during Augusta Week a couple years ago. He may have been a beginner, but he showed some interest in the sport, taking a mental break for his upcoming event. He even signed some disc golf discs, which I don't know why, but I find that pretty funny. Now we look at someone who's actually won a green jacket, good old Bubba Watson, who even built his own disc golf course event in a baseball stadium. Sorry for the confusion, lots of different sports going on for the Bubba Watson section. Anyways, here's the final hole for the course he built.
So y'all have fun, and let's see if I can make a hole-in-one on the last hole. No.
But the real question here for today is, who's a better putter, Bubba Watson or iconic GoDaddy NASCAR driver Danica Patrick?
All right. Final one, Danica. Got a couple more? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes.
But sadly, not every famous person to play disc golf is still with us. Paul Walker, who passed away in a car accident almost 10 years ago, was a disc golfer. He played a shirtless round of disc golf, which was, interestingly documented. Different kind of video for this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Were there any famous people or celebrities that I missed who played disc golf? Make sure to check out Elevation Discs using the link in the description below. Code RM10 for 10% off. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.